Let the record reflect that all members of the board are here today. We have a quorum, so we will proceed. The minutes from the May 17th, 2024 regular meeting have been printed, posted, and circulated. Are there any corrections to the minutes? No objections, and the minutes will stand approved as posted. We go into our agenda this afternoon under unfinished business, water quality testing.
Since we moved up a week, I do not have the results for the past month, so usually come before scheduled, so I'll report to that.
You didn't get them? I got them. I got them.
I didn't get it.
I don't know. They're good.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
We went to a meeting yesterday down in Charleston for the Water Quality Association, and they are asking for a stay on the new levels that they put in because they're impractical, and they think they're going to get the stay.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean it'll permanently go away, but it'll at least give time to do some things. But it doesn't affect us one way or the other because our numbers are good. But there are some communities that's going to be a big deal for them. But the government is looking at that, so hopefully they'll just hold that off.
When did you get to
I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Whatever the guy's name is. It's not Andrew, it's whoever the.
Yeah, last week.
I got him last week. I didn't get him this week. Yeah. Anyway, our water results are excellent, so we're good there. So the ARP discussion, we're still waiting on Mike to start our next project, which he's ready to do. Money's already been allocated to that project, so whenever we accept the estimates, we will move on that. But we do have the funding in place for that. So, but the money's all allocated, so there's nothing left. 5-year plan. The 5-year plan. Does anyone have any additions to it or comments about the existing? Okay. You know, here later on in the agenda, Mike's going to make a presentation about the costs and what have you for the update on 10th Avenue. Run some estimates and what have you, and some other things about transite pipe. You look at the reconciliation of funds. We're almost to $1 million in each water and sewer account. So if we want to do 10th Avenue project, funding's there. We don't have to do anything else to do that one. But we'll talk about that when Mike gets ready to do his numbers. Anything else on the 5-year plan? Okay. So Mike, we're down to you now. Water system improvements project.
Yeah, I'll do both those. The water and wastewater at the same time. We did submit into IJDC for both phase 1 projects. Everything's in. We started the technical review and funding committee meeting. That's the major one. If anyone wants to attend, go to. That's really where they make decisions. That will be July 23rd. Then the full council meeting when they finalize the funding on August 7th. That's not critical for the July for things available. So August 7th.
From what time?
Both are 9:30.
Is this another one of those deals where we get down there and sit till our turn in the rotation?
Yeah.
Are they still going alphabetically?
Yes.
God, they stink. Remember the time we went down there and we sat there the whole day and they ran out of time? And so we went back the next time. And what did they do? Started at A again. Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll get back to you on that later, Mike. Is there anything we need to do with that except show up? All right. Dredging upon run and the dry dams.
No updates. We did mow it this past couple of weeks. Finished mowing today, dry dams. So it's, I don't think it's
Pond run done. It looked pretty good.
around the mowed, finished up yesterday, and then 2 days ago, then I'm finishing up the dry dam structure.
Greg, when was the last time that was done? Dredging?
It was done before my time, so I think it was like, I know Jimmy Waggle done it, I think it was the 80s.
There's general range.
30 years.
And when there's no update on that,
We're
is there any
waiting for funding.
communication? Funding. Let's hope that out.
We're waiting for somebody to work on it.
I called yesterday, Joe. You know, we got the $1 million appropriation for the sewer line. And it's like, I don't know how this works. I mean, they don't tell you a thing. It's already been approved by appropriation, so the money's been allocated. When do they pay you? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know whether you have to do the job first and send them the bills for reimbursement.
See. You do exactly. You do the work.
Guy's name's Ben Vester, but this is out of Senator Manchin's office. Okay?
The only reason I asked, like,
I tried.
no, I understand.
Because we reapplied for the pond run.
Okay.
It's back in the system again. I don't know. And he's going to be out of office here in another 4 months.
I think it's through EPA where they get that from.
You know, they had so many
Yeah,
buckets, I don't remember.
that's the problem. I think yours is EPA. Yeah.
But anyway.
They kick it from
Okay.
once
I-
it's.
You've done all you
Yeah,
can do.
somebody
then.
just say,
We're approved.
Yeah.
It's just, what's the process for actually getting the money? Anyway, we're working on it, but I don't know. I just called yesterday and didn't get an answer, so.
I just know it's always on there and always on there, and it's just like we're not going anywhere with it.
You can,
Now,
if you can make the federal government move, you're
Oh,
better than
I know that.
most people.
Okay, thank you.
28th Street storm drainage improvements, phase 1.
we just need to get a hold of DP and schedule a time to see how much they'll, we have a little. I think that was, one of the. First of the year, so that we're ready. We want to ready this time next year. Smooths out.
Let's say something about that too. I don't know if it's the same grant I'm sure you're not, but this past week, I did create training at
Chief Logan.
Chief Logan Lodge FEMA class, certification of land manager, and repeatedly they talked about grants. FEMA also comes to stormwater issues of controlling and building the dry dam, controlling flowing the certain areas. Is that the same type of grant? They're talking for several millions of dollars out there that they're wanting to apply to different. I talked about the pond run thing too, because if I don't get the appropriation money on that, then the pond run flood control structure shouldn't be grant for that also. They talk several things, several different grants. They're just trying to give away money.
Do we have any current surveying levels where the dredge has to go to? We have to go through all that again.
I mean, it's now what, 3 years old. I mean, you're going to pay. I assume you're going to pay some of the yard roads. The grants.
If it does build up in 3 years, it could become which is here and there. It could be which is here, lower down here, travel. So I don't think we should spend the money having a survey on a base. Okay, you move us out to this elevation piece.
She already has.
Yeah.
She already has.
Yeah. I took some pictures of it. It's down to people over. I was surprised the amount of money available.
Have we had a flooded area in Vienna recently?
Proper damage structure, is that what you're referring to?
I mean, I don't know of any floods that we've had in the city. I mean, and I'm not talking about water breaks. I'm talking about
I spoke
rain.
to a few individuals about that because they was talking about the floods we've had this past year, April, May, or whatever it was. And we had one reported case of loss around us, and that was on Lonsdale. So it's not in the city. We had no reported case of losses in.
I didn't think we did either. I'm not aware of it.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And I'll cover some more. I don't want to hold you up on this line item, but I'll discuss some more in a minute.
Lead service line inventory.
So working through after the state gave extra requirements. No one was anticipating this. A lot of this. They want to know if it's a blighted area. They want to know addresses, actual longitude, and just
Far past what the federal level has asked for. We've submitted. I think
we're getting late.
So it's good to go, but now the state come in and just doubled the work. Yeah. Different format, following format, and everything. It's just completely opposite what the state and federal level is.
You know, yesterday when we were down there, they were talking about the reporting and what have you. And I know Tommy and I have been working on the CCR report. And so there's language in that CCR report that does not even apply to us.
Oh.
And so I called that lady that's in charge of that and said, hey, statements that you all have put in this thing are not true. I don't feel comfortable with this. And so we went back and forth. They allowed us to take out some things. And then Tommy had a conversation with her, and they allowed us to take out more things. Okay? And so it's like, I don't get this. These people are trying to do a one-size-fits-all thing, and it doesn't work that way. Everybody's different. So this thing with the additional requirements, it's terrible. I mean, it's just extra work for nothing. When's the deadline coming up to have this thing submitted?
17.
That's of this year. Yes. We will make that deadline. It's the DEP. DEP state, EPA is federal.
Legislature have it.
Yes, they fund the DEP, so yes, they do. Anything we need to do to help finish it up?
Minutes.
No, we're working on it. You all can do. Nothing to use the DHHR too. It's a EPA. We just added more work to us. So good. It's federal level.
Okay.
Wells 9 and 10 rehabilitation, Mike.
It's out to bid right now. It's
So, yeah, so
how many?
What'd you say? Nobody has bid on it?
So,
What's the name of the company? Baker? Not Baker. What's the name?
yeah, he'll do the wells. I don't think he's used a subcontract. What do you use our wells?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's used a subcontract. He just does wells. There's a lot of upgrades in the buildings. Yeah, it'll be a general.
So, who actually put the bid out? Who called to get it? You, Mike, did it?
Oh, you mean in the paper?
Yeah.
Amy did.
Okay. I haven't seen it. I always look for those things, and we're having a lot of difficulties with the newspaper because they no longer do it here. You now deal with someone out of the area. And so
Georgia.
I don't remember what, it's not here. I mean, you don't talk to local people when you do it. But I want to make sure that if Amy did it, then she's aware of the problems.
She's on vacation too.
She's gone. All right. So SCADA update.
They did come in. They've been working on it. They got one more box installed on the sewer side. They have not started on the water side yet. So still missing some back meters that still don't have in stock. So they're working on it, but not very quick.
So when's the completion date?
Get that. You're asking if we have time to start about 9 days. I don't have it done by then, but this is, I'm a little impatient.
So yesterday, Mike, Tommy, Lori, and I went down to Charleston to the Water Quality Association meeting, and they brought in an expert named Jody Ogle from Homeland Security that was in charge of the cybersecurity division. This guy was fabulous. I mean, he knew his stuff. Bob Natov. The guy was amazing. And he was talking about all of the cybersecurity issues that are going on and that they're coming from foreign countries, that China's big, Iran's big, Israel's big, and there are lots and lots. And I didn't realize yesterday, do you know who the city was that, it was Beckley. Yeah, it was Beckley. And he's the guy that's president of this thing. You would have thought he'd have talked about it, but he didn't. Yeah. One of the cities got hacked bad, and it was Beckley. All right? Yeah. Anyway, the whole point of the thing is our system is protected because we're not on the internet. All right? But our billing system is. And so that's a major problem. We're going to have to take a hard look at our protocols and what have you, because it's amazing. This guy went through several scenarios of they come in the back door through vendors. They don't just go after you. You buy parts from Russ over there, they go to Russ, get into Russ's system, and then just follow the pathway right down to you. And so our billing system, we need to make sure that we're protected as best we can be. So, because if they mess up our financial side of it, we lose 20 years worth of records, and we can't have that. So next week, as soon as, well, it won't be next week because Amy's going, but as soon as we can do it, we're going to go through a meeting to talk about what have we got in place, what are the recommendations. We'll get Garrett up here, we'll get Tommy up here, and we'll figure out if there's anything else we need to do, and if we need to have them come in. They offer free cybersecurity evaluations. If we need to get them in here to take a look and say, okay, you've got some vulnerabilities here, then we need to get it done. And they talked about separation, that all of your procedures should not be in the same system. So we need to look at that and make sure we've got the best separation that we can get to keep that part of it separate. So it was an eye opener. I will say that. We've been lucky, but we're as vulnerable as anybody else unless we have cyber insurance, which I made a call about that today because he made the comment yesterday that it's not worth it. They don't pay. And so I called, and we're going to have a meeting with our carrier to say, we have this insurance, but what does it actually do? So we'll figure out, if we need to do anything on that side of it. But I don't know. It's interesting. That guy was great. He talked for about an hour and a half, and there wasn't a guy in the room that wasn't paying attention. So anyway, anything else on SCADA?
No.
All right. Meter replacement.
We've started the project. We got a whole garage full of meter tops. We've got approximately 200 in place. So, moving along.
Have we gotten all the meters? Are we still
75%.
expecting deliveries?
75%. Catch will be use that 75% be the next 4 or 5 months before I need to think about getting close.
Will you have it done before winter?
Unless the flood of people come in wanting employment, no. But I've only got 2 guys right now to do that project. Dennis and hired a new individual, Brian Rader, so they're doing that project. So.
All right. We done with unfinished business? And we move to new business. Hopefully you all have had a chance to look at the budgets for this coming year. No one said anything about questions or anything, so I'm assuming that we are good with these. So is there anything that we need to talk about before we actually go to a motion to approve it? All right, then I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the water, sewer, and stormwater budgets for fiscal year 2024-2025.
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the budgets for fiscal year 2024-2025. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, then I'll call for the question. All those in favor of the water, sewer, and stormwater budgets for fiscal year 2024-2025, please signify by raising your right hand. All those opposed? Same sign. All right, we're in business for another year on the budgets. Next item this afternoon is a resolution to increase the Vienna Utility Board share of the city attorney. Be it resolved by the Vienna Utility Board that it hereby increases the Vienna Utility Board's attorney's annual salary from $8,500 to $9,180, an increase of 8% as previously budgeted by the Vienna Utility Board. Craig, how many years has the utility board been in operation? 5?
Or not.
Well, all right, how long?
11.
Okay, so this is the same salary that Russ has worked for since we started. All right, last night we gave numbers twice, and
Yeah,
you know,
I was in this, well, city attorney came down first, of course.
okay,
And I've been, I thought
Have minutes for that.
well, anyway, it's a rate increase of $680.
people look at me sideways, but I haven't asked for money because I think I can pay fair. However, well, I thought 8% inflation. Bills paid. Anyway, I'm not going to ask for more. And I.
I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the increase in the utility board's attorney from $8,500 to $9,180. Moved and seconded that we approve the pay increase for the city attorney. Is there any further discussion?
I'll just say one thing. It's, Russ has been real good for us. There's never been a time I haven't called the man and he hasn't either said they respond or call me back. So even when he's on vacation. So give him money if not more.
So understand, not going to happen. This city attorney was the prosecutor. I still get paid the second.
If we paid more money, we could probably get a real attorney.
You
But
probably
I mean, this is,
could.
it's a bargain. It's a bargain. It's a bargain.
He would get his wife or something.
Oh, that's bad. If there's no further discussion, I'll call for the question. All those in favor of the resolution to increase the salary, please signify by raising your right hand. All those opposed, all right, Russell.
Oh, no, it's
Manager's report, Mr. Mess.
Okay, like I said well, actually it's this week. It's been a long week. It did a 3-day course, keep my certification up, floodplain manager, which is good for a little while longer. It's funny because listen, the state did acquire 5 new floodplain managers this past year. Out of 37 took a test, 5 passed, so it's good. It's a great course. 3 days of long classes plus the meetings. I did learn how they been stalking the elk and stuff around that area, which I was impressed with. So, but did learn some things. It seems like COVID, everybody kind of shut down during COVID, so everybody's ramping back up on their inspections for us, for everybody. So they're going to be hitting us hard. They guaranteed within the next 4 years they will be here to do an oversight inspection on our program. So
On our what?
program, our floodplain management program, which is
You were talking about elk, and I thought.
no, which is that's fine. I feel pretty confident in what we do. But there is, since our GIS software now, I did talk to Joe, our GIS guy, and Tommy. We are going to make some additions to our GIS software, add some floodplain information on that, like building permits, anything happen in the floodplain, we need to make layers and put that on there so I can bring up that map and show, okay, it's here inside the floodplain, this is what we did. We currently have a paper format, which is, you guys should have to look at it, but so we're making them changes, try to keep above the inspection. We'll be working pretty hard now for the next year. Hopefully they won't come in until the second year. So, and let y'all know what, yeah, y'all hear about ISO rating for the fire department, is that right? ISO rating? Okay.
ISO.
What is it?
ISO.
ISO rating. Floodplain's the same thing. You have FEMA insurance is based on what your city does or how many violations you've had or how many claims you've had. So more claims, higher insurance goes up. So we do everything right. We keep as low as possible that we can insurance for people is inside the floodplain, which is usually around pond, around 17th Street up in there. Anything along the river, we don't have anybody. We don't. Our corporation lines do not go to the river. Ann's Drive, Kelly Lane, and Lonsdale. That's not in the city. The county has to worry about that stuff, so we're good on that part. Okay, don't want them. No offense to people, nice people, but I don't want them in the city because there's several claims around that area in the past. So we'll keep working hard at it and see how it goes. I'll keep attending classes. There's probably 45 people in the classes. There's a room full. So, got through that. Today is Friday night. Tonight at 10 o'clock, we will have a planned water outage at, we're going to place a valve. It's been leaking for a while at 15th Avenue and 30th Street. I will not be affecting the firemen's ice cream social. If it'll be done by 10 o'clock, even if not, we're shutting the water off outside that area. I've informed the guys if something bad happens where I got to go back and shut water off on the fire station stuff, we'll hold up a couple hours and then do it at that time. We will get the job done tonight, but we will not be affecting the fire department as some people suppose it. Okay. Wouldn't do that to the chief. I know that. I talked to Dave Thorne. I know they're in the midnight cleaning up stuff. I don't want them to be without water. So we'll get that valve replaced. This past couple weeks, past month, there's been a lot of trash talking on Facebook. Reference to some of my managed materials. Work within the public works side. And I don't feel that people understand what public works and utility side do. And it's a shame. We got an informal request from Public Service Commission yesterday that somebody made a complaint around 48th Street, so I've had the water off too much. So I had to respond to them, give them a letter. They want to know, within this past year, within a mile radius of 48th Street and 46th Street and 7th Avenue, how many leaks we've had? Mile radius covers the whole city. We got 56 miles of line. So I give them the report. Everything we've done for the whole year. And it is odd, because ever since January through, we've had 35 situations where we've had, service line leaks, mainline leaks, that kind of stuff. Since July of last year, we've had 80. Okay, and that includes meter replacements and stuff like that. I've had to do breaking in meters. So any kind of leak that I'd had, any type of resident main line or service line, I posted. So seems like a lot, but not really nice. But unfortunately, we had 3 today. So because the contractors have hitting our service lines, because Mission Utility's not locating things, so the guys are getting tired of waiting. They're starting to dig, and they're hitting our stuff. It happens. I do it to the gas company too. I hate gas company lines. This utility is terrible anymore. Okay, and it has to do with employment issues. So, I guess this make it a short story. I want you guys to understand in the water department, them 80 leaks that you see or we've been dealing with, main lines, service lines, stuff like that. I figured out, and we have in the water department to do this stuff, we have 8 employees. Okay, everybody thinks we got 30 employees. We don't. We got 8 employees in the water department. Out of them 8 employees, 3 of them's office staff. Okay, so that leaves you 5. One guy out of 5's left does nothing but testing all day. He got test water in the morning. He does reports all day. He goes to take samples for everything we got tested throughout the year, and it's an all-day job with this individual. If he does have free time, he goes out and turns off water, people, bad accounts, whatever. Okay, so it leaves with 4 employees. Well, I'm still short 2. Been short 4 for a year. Now I'm down 2. So it leaves 2 employees. So when there is a service line out there, line that's leaking, we probably know about it. We call him a utility. Sometimes it takes 3 days. Sometimes it takes 5 days for them to locate it. Okay, and we try to address it. We try to plan it. But like today, that service line that we was going to try to do today, it got interrupted because we had 3 emergency shutoffs we had to do. Emergency repairs. It wasn't leaks, it was full-blown repairs. So we might not get to it today. We get pushed back. Today's Friday, might get pushed back to Monday. And if it's a good day, Monday, we'll get to it. If it's not, we get pushed back another day. So sometimes you'll see service lines leaking out there that we are accepted with. I mean, we understand it's going to leak. It's not leaking that much. Okay, so have patience with us with what we have. Again, it all boils down to if you all want to raise the rates up, what do we put? We'll hire more employees, and I guarantee you we'll get these things fixed someday. So, personnel I have now, and the struggles we're dealing with, everything from the state changing, and that stuff takes time. Reference lead and copper. That takes employees to do that. So we're short. Now, everybody said, well, you're wasting water. Steve, I called you this week. Okay. Parkersburg water loss rate last year was what? 25%. So every gallon, every drop of water they produce down the system, they lose 25% of it. American water was 33%. Public Service Commission acceptable level is 15 and below. Now, last year numbers for us are bad because some of our meters are bad. So I went back a year before that and see what our water loss was, and it was below 15%. So you might not think we're doing our best job, but I guarantee we are. Okay, including myself, office staff, and every employee I have. Bust our butts, try to do the best we can. All right. That's all I got to say.
So let's talk about Windermere.
What?
Windermere.
Parking. Yep.
So we received a letter by a gentleman
We did.
that wants us to pay $320 for a homeowner fee for cleaning the street and wants his yard reseeded
Professionally seated.
because where the water leak was in his yard, it's under straw right now, so you don't have a clue. You know, we cannot grow grass like a landscaper does. That's not our job. Okay? But $320, where'd they come up with that number?
I guess that's what the homeowner association charged them, but
For what?
dirt on the road.
Take a
which
garden hose and go out there and hose the.
we swept it up and it rained that night. So
Yeah, well, the picture that he showed had a tremendous amount of dirt in the street, sandy soil. You know how it is. All right.
Yep.
But it is in the city of Parkersburg
Correct.
because it's our water lines.
yes.
Okay, even though they're not our water lines because we didn't put them in. Okay, but the this random number of $320. And I mean, realistically, it'll be $1,200 to get down there and reseed that guy's yard.
More than that.
Okay, I've not seen it in person. Okay, but I mean,
Yeah, again, we turn in an insurance. I don't feel that we should pay that. We worked within our right of way. We did get some dirt on the road because the water leak. What happened there was that actual tapping saddle rusted off. That subdivision had been in place 28 years, so it was really odd to see a tapping saddle rust off. Had stainless steel bands on it, the cast iron itself, where the tap was made, thing rusted, broke, come off. Our response was pretty quick. We had to wait for Miss Utility in there because that is all underground utilities, and it was right by the electric, and the guys were worried about getting electric lines. We did shut the water off, but it's sand. Some of it did get down the road. When we did get the Miss Utility clearance, we started digging within the right of way. We hit a sprinkler head, which is on a right of way, which you cannot have. We spent time repairing her sprinkler system, or their sprinkler system, which we did not have to. And fixed it, repaired the clamp, the new tapping saddle on it, patched the line back in, backfilled, seed and straw. Now, when you backfill wet dirt, you're going to have settlement, right, Steve? So, well settled, absolutely. But we do seed heavily with commercial mix because we got to get the ground stable. It's not a Kentucky bluegrass, but it's in our right of way.
did I hear you use the word insurance?
I mean, we have insurance. If you wish to turn that in, they won't
Well,
cover it.
We have a $5,000 deductible.
Right.
We're not going to be over that. So whatever happens, if it's determined that we need to take care of this, then it'll be on us.
Well, took my guys, 2 guys, the crew I had down there with equipment, repair a sprinkler head. So I got 3 hours and that, 4 guys. I probably got $700 in repairing a sprinkler head. It should not have been in the right away. I can bill it to her, and she can take off $300 some. She'll owe me $400 some. We did the best we can on that. So.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. Just wanted to make you aware of it.
Complaint, grass is growing.
They want it put back to the way it was before. Okay, which, a lot of those, they're nice homes. A lot of those yards have really nice grass. Do not know. Okay, I know that, you're familiar with contractors, Mick. You can grow grass on concrete with that stuff, but it's not a pretty grass. But it's green, but it just doesn't do like a manicured lawn would. Okay?
So the question is, just at $350, is that what they're asking for?
At this time, plus professional cost of professional reseeding in our yard.
Okay, that's my question. Plus the reseeding.
Yes.
No. It's a section.
Half size of this table through, here over. So I think Randy's got a picture of it. I don't have my phone with me, so.
That much to reseed? Oh.
We worked within our right of way. I guarantee you her yards looks a lot nicer when Parksburg left mine. No offense, Steve, but
Way to go.
I knew who house it was.
So there they are. The top picture's the street, the bottom picture's the yard. So it's that section right there. I haven't seen it, Steve. Just, those pictures. just wonder where they came up with the number for the 320.
I guess that's what the HOA charged them for having dirt on the road, which
Based on what?
I don't know. I remember that subdivision putting all kinds of dirt on our road on 12th Street. So,
Well, anyway,
and
well,
it was like 4 foot thick.
have you been up and looked?
I'm not. So,
I'll go after this.
I do not have time.
Is there any cooperation with the city of Parkersburg since it's in Parkersburg? Okay, great.
We ran our sweet sweeper there, so we cleaned up, scraped up what we could. But
All right. Are you done?
yes, I am.
Joe? Anything for you today?
Your crew, Greg, Derek, I think they do a great job. I think you counter them at the grass center, on around, I talked to them.
Did you?
Always hard work.
They are.
Jokes around before you're out through the unknown.
Yeah.
It's going up on them.
Thanks. They are. They're a good group of guys.
Yeah, hard
So
work.
it's hard to read that kind of stuff when you actually know the whole story, what's going on. So
Steve? Sure. Mr. John? Nothing. Kim?
No, other than I agree with
Yeah.
what Joe said. I mean, you have an impressive crew of guys. They're always great.
good lunch, wasn't it?
The workers, they're called workers.
It's nice to.
I'm like Maynard Krebs. Whenever you say that, say work.
It's nice to see the Parks Department and the Public Works there together. You know, it's good lunch. We had a good time. So it really was.
And I was surprised. Pleasant surprised to see Greg there.
Yeah. He's been a good addition to the workforce. So, yeah, it's funny when I told you when I hired him, he come in and he said, I need to ask a favor. I said, what's that? And he said, I'm looking for a job. And I said, you hired? Do you want to know my qualification? I said, you was breathing and walked in. You're good enough. So I've known him for a long time. So he's been he's been great doing the meters. He's been working with Dennis, and Dennis has been off this week sick. But yeah, he's a smart individual. Picks right up quickly. So. And happy to be here.
Just need to clone him, right?
Huh?
You just need to clone him a couple more
yeah.
times.
Yeah, I'd like to have a bunch more. Well, every guy out there,
Yeah.
it's been good. They all got the specialties they do, so except for Lori. You always got to have that one person, so we got her. So. No, actually, Lori. Well, I told you before, and Tommy. I mean, each person in this workforce has a specialty, and we rely on each other to do it. Lori's really good at paperwork, so I rely on her. Tommy's great with IT stuff, or does my drawings, my specs. Changes light bulbs really well too. So I mean, so he's a part-time electrician, a CAD guy, IT guy.
We're renaming it.
Yeah, try to write. You can't write a job description for Tommy. He just said anything you need done, just have Tommy do it. So it's good. And the office and the secretaries are all good and everything too. So even when we don't answer the phone, it's because we can't, right? So. Sometimes we get busy around here, real busy. Today has been busy, and it's been crazy. So I think everybody's trying to finish up stuff for next week. We're off days, so all days. So
Lori, thank you. All right. Well, that is it for today. Thank you all, and we will see you next month.
regular scheduled time. Thing. Might be on vacation.